Hi guys, welcome to a video tutorial for Clait 2010 Unit 1 File Management and e-document production. In this video we're going to be taking a look at Practice Paper 1 Software Documentation, Practice Paper 1 also known as PP1. Right, Practice Paper 1 documentation is split into 4 tasks, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Task 1. Task 1's got 7 questions, and what I'm going to do is split that into 2 sections. So this is going to be a 2-part tutorial for Task 1, Practice Paper 1. The first part, which is this recording, is going to take a look at questions 1 to 5, and the second tutorial will be looking at questions 6 and 7. Okay, we're ready to start off now. So first of all, I'm looking at my folder Clait 2010. As you can see this on the address bar, I've got Clait 2010 at the top there, and also at the bottom here it's highlighted, it's Clait 2010. That's what I'm looking at. Right, now I want to click on the folder called Learners, because we're all learners here, so I need to double click on it. Right, nothing happened. Okay, it's clicking it twice like that, so I'm going to double click it. And what I want you to notice first of all is that we're in a folder called Learners. But how do we know that? Well, we've got to take a look at the address bar, and there it is. It tells us that we're in Learners. If you take a look at the top again, it will tell you that we're in a folder called Learners, and at the bottom here it tells us what folder we're in. We're in a folder called Learners, and what you have here is you'll have quite a few different learners names and their folders there. Now the folder you obviously want is the one with your name on it, and you'll double click on that. But what I want you to notice before you double click on your name is that I've highlighted Learners, because once you double click on your name there'll be a backslash and your name should be there, and at the top and the bottom. So the folder that I want is my folder, the folder that you want is Learners. So I'm going to double click on my folder, and there you go. Once again, let's take a look at the address bar, and what we've got is my folder at the top and my folder at the bottom. This tells us what folder we are looking at, what contents we're looking at. If I click on the back button, it takes me a step back and I'm at Learners. If I go back again, it'll take me into Clait 2010. Alright, it's very important you understand this, because we are going to be referring to this quite a bit when we copy and cut files and folders, so forth. Right, this is the main part of file management as well. I'm going to go forward, and it's going to take me into Learners, go forward again, and it takes me into my folder. Within my folder you could have 2 or more folders in there, sample exercises or unit 1. Unit 1 is a unit that we're studying, so hence I'm going to double click on that, and there we go, unit 1. In there I've got my data files, which are all the files that I need to go through unit 1, and also PP1 known as Practice Paper 1. I'm going to double click on that to take me in there, and there you go, I'm in PP1 now. So PP1, unit 1, my folder, Learners. Hence, to get to PP1 we've had to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 5 folders to get there. One other thing I want to show you is that as I haven't clicked onto anything, the only options I have on the left is make a new folder. But as soon as I click on documentation once, that's just highlight it, click on it once, I have options to either rename the folder, move the folder, copy the folder, delete the folder, and so forth. I click away and it's not highlighted anymore, hence the options available of making a new folder. Okay, I find the address bar is very, very important for us to understand. So once again I'm going to take you through this. PP1 is where we're at. If I go back, we're in a folder called Unit 1. That's right, well done guys. If I go back again, what folder should we be in? We should be in your folder, my folder. Okay, I'm assuming you guys understand the address bar pretty much. If not, just rewind the recording and go through that again. Okay, double click Unit 1, double click PP1, and there we are, we're in PP1. Okay, I'm going to bring the question paper up, which is also recorded on here. As you can see at the bottom, I've got 2 windows that are open. At the moment it's Practice Paper 1 because that's highlighted. As soon as I click on Practice Papers, bam, and there you go, Practice Papers have come up. Okay, Practice Paper 1 software documentation is what we're looking at. I hope it comes out alright on the recording once what I've highlighted. If not, I'm sure you guys know what you're doing. Right, task 1, and during this assessment you will need a login or password to gain access to data. As and when and where required, I will give you the password. Okay, so we know question 1. Question 2, it says all you need to do is organize your files and folders. So to do this, 2A, rename the folder documentation to be exercise 1. That's rename the folder documentation to be exercise 1. Okay, where is the folder documentation? Well, I've only got 2 windows open, as you can see at the bottom, practice papers and PP1. That icon there tells me it's a folder. This icon here tells me it's a Word document. So I'll go to PP1, and there it is, documentation. Now I need to rename that to be exercise 1. So I've got to click on it once, just highlight it, click on it once, and there you go. The options there on the left, rename this folder. I'll click on rename this folder, and it's highlighted in blue, hence that means I can edit. If I type in the exercise 1, and then I have to press enter because the cursor is still flashing. Press enter, and there you go. That has been renamed exercise 1. If I go back to practice papers, the word management file tells me question B is in this folder, create a new subfolder called software. That's in this folder, create a new subfolder called software. I found that this throws a lot of people in this folder. What it means by in this folder is the folder called exercise 1. So we have to go into the folder exercise 1, and what we need to do is click on there. Oh, but nothing's happened. Or has it? Are we in exercise 1 or not? Well, going back to what I said earlier, if we take a look at the address bar, we are looking at PP1. Remember, the contents of the folder we're looking at is the one after the backslash. So we're not in exercise 1. Hence, if I double click on exercise 1 now, there we go, we're in exercise 1. We're looking at the contents of exercise 1. Okay, so we're in there. And the question was saying that in this folder, create a new subfolder called software. I want to create a new subfolder called software. If I don't click anywhere, if I haven't highlighted anything, I've got the option to make a new folder. If I've highlighted a folder, I have an option to rename it. If I highlight a file, I have an option to rename the file. Okay, so when I'm making a new folder, I'll click on that, and there we go, a new folder, type in the software and press enter, bam. So we've now got a new folder and called it software. Okay, so now we're going to move on to question 3, which says copy the text file provided called styles to the folder software. Copy the text file provided called styles to the folder software. Right, all that means is that this file here, styles, we have to copy that and put it into the folder software. Okay, so first of all we highlight, then we go to edit, click on it, opens up a menu, we go to copy, we click on it once, and I can hear you thinking nothing's happening. You're right, nothing is happening. So what we now got to do is click on software. The reason why nothing's happened is because it's copied that in the background. So we've got to go into software. There we go. Are we in software? Let's take a look at the address bar. No, we're not. Take a look at the top there. No, we're not. We need to double click into software to go into software. We're in software now, but then I hear you saying it's all empty. That's correct, it is empty because we've just created that folder. So what we now need to do is go to edit, and which option do we select? Yep, well done guys, it's paste. We need to select paste, and there you go, we've now pasted the document styles into the folder software. Okay, so now we're going to go into question 4, which says move the document provided called alt codes from the folder files into the folder software. Right, let's read that question again because it's thrown quite a few people. All it wants is you to move the document provided called alt codes from the folder files into the folder software. Right, so move the document. Okay, go back, and we're looking for a document called alt codes, but we can't see it. But if I remember correctly, the question says that the document is in the folder called files from the folder files. So I've got to go back and find the folder files. Well, where do you think it's going to be? It's not in software. Do you think it's going to be in exercise 1? Well, only option we do have is to go back anyway. So we click back and there it is, files. But we still can't see alt codes. Well, of course we can't, because it's in the folder files. So I've got to double click in files. Oh, still not there. Well, why not? What folder are we looking at? We're looking at exercise 1. We must double click. We've double clicked and there it is, alt codes, and it tells you there, files is the folder we're looking at. Now when we want to move a file, we'll highlight it, click on it once, go to edit, and which option do we want? Oops, we want option cut. There it is, cut. We select that and that is now being cut. And as you can see, when we cut it, it's grayed out, but we've got to paste it somewhere. So we found a document from the folder files, we've done the move, but we need to paste it into software because we can't just leave it there. Where do you think software is going to be? Okay, if we take a look at the address bar, I think it's going to be most probably in exercise 1. So we go back and there it is, software, click on software. Right, same thing again, we're still in exercise 1, it's always double click. We go to edit. And which option do we want, guys? Paste. Well done. And it's asking you, are you sure you want to move the read-only file, alt codes? Yes, that's correct, that's all you want to do. Click on yes. And there we go, alt codes has now been moved onto there. So in software we've got 2 files, styles and alt codes. And now we're on the last question for this section, which is question 5, delete the folder files and its contents. If I go back to the software and it's telling me to delete the folder files and its contents. So where is the folder files? Well, where do you think it's going to be? Right, well done. I see you guys have actually understood the recording. So go back. Then there it is, there's files. But to delete it, what do I need to do? Oops, what do you think my mistake was? I clicked on it twice. So I'm going to go back, because you can't delete the folder while you're inside it. Can you see that? I'm in the folder files and I can't delete while I'm in there. So I go back, it's highlighted, I go to delete this folder. Are you sure you want to remove the folder files and all its contents to the recycle bin? Yes. And there we go, we've now deleted it. Okay, so that's questions 1 to 5, right? That's the first part of the tutorial, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it and it's made sense. If not, replay it again, and also feel free to post any comments if you want. Okay, thanks for watching and hope to see you soon for part 2. Bye.